Okay, so this square was actually kind of a happy accident. I had just gotten this brand new granny square card deck, and it's this cute little deck of square patterns. There's some great ideas, inspiration in there. I thought I'd play with one of the patterns. Dug into my scrap yarn, and I decided that I wanted each round to be a different color, so that way each round would pop and I would know what was happening, what was going on in that particular round. The yarn that I used was all the same brand and weight, so I figured that it would work together just fine. But what I did not expect was that it would come out, just turn out as beautifully as it did. The colors ended up working together so well that I fell in love with it, and I had to share it with you. Hi, if you're brand new here, I'm Tiffany, and to all of my returning crochet friends, welcome back. I'm really glad that you're here with me today. Let's go ahead and jump into the materials that I used for this square. Now, in my scrap tote, I dug up Michael's Loops and Threads Impeccable yarn in the colors gold from my boho basket projects, cherry and forest back from my Christmas stocking videos, if you remember that, the blue moon, which was also from my boho baskets, and the pale gray along the edge, that was actually from my tapestry project that I did a long time ago. So if you didn't know I did those, go check out my other videos. I'll put those in the description section below. But all in all, this is a 4-weight yarn, so if you want to substitute out for what you have in your stash, go for it. The crochet hook that I used is an H8 5mm, and then you just need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle to weave in all your ends. That's it. And something that I always like to have when I'm working on projects like this is my Valari Pillow. Now this technically isn't required, but I swear it makes such a difference. If you've never seen me use this before, it's that wraparound pillow that supports your arms while you're crocheting or knitting. Listen, it's not just a comfort thing. It actually does help reduce shoulder and wrist strain, which is huge when you're working for long periods of time or switching colors every round like I did with this square. But what I love most about this pillow is the clasp in the back. It stays in place even if I need to walk around and go do something. There is an extender strap if you need a little bit more room, but I just got so done readjusting pillows on the couch trying to get comfortable. This, like, you put it on, clasp it on, sit down, and it's ready. It's good to go, which is such a time saver, and it's amazing. Now, as of the time of recording this video, Valari is about to launch their brand new crafter website. And the website launch discount is actually bigger than my normal discount code. So definitely take advantage of that while it's live. You'll find all the details and the link in the description section below. All right, let's go ahead and get to the fun part. Now, I am not going to provide you text on screen. That part is all written out for you over on my blog. I've laid out the full pattern instructions there for free, and I also included some project ideas for what you might or could make using these exact squares. So once you finish watching, feel free to head over to the blog. The link is also in the description section below for you. Beginning with color A, which for us is going to be the gold color, we will start round 1 with chain 4 and then slip stitch into the very first chain to form a circle or a ring. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slip stitch to close the ring. Awesome. Now this is round 1. Perfect. For round 2, we're going to stick with the same color, and we will begin by chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This chain 5 counts as our first double crochet plus chain 2. Make a double crochet stitch in the circle. Move the tail all the way there. Double crochet, and then chain 2. 1, 2. You're going to repeat double crochet, then chain 2 for a total of, you want a total of 8 double crochets and 8 chain 2 spaces. Do not forget that beginning chain 5 does count as a double crochet and chain 2. At the end of round 2, you're going to slip stitch into the third chain of the beginning chain 5 to close off round 2. It looks like a pinwheel. It's super cute. Let me stretch it out there. There we go. Give you an idea of what you might be looking at. Let's go ahead and tie off our yarn. We are done with color A. So grab your scissors and yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop on your hook for a tie off. Great. grab color B, or the second color. For us, it's going to be the cherry red. To join the new color to the project, we're going to slip stitch into any chain 2 space. Does not matter. Go ahead and find any chain 2 space and slip stitch into it. For round 3, we're going to chain 4. This counts as a treble crochet. Then we're going to make a treble crochet 3 tog, closing through the top chain of the chain 4, so that way it can kind of come together in its own grouping. Last treble crochet. Once you see 3 treble crochet starts in the chain 4, go ahead and yarn over and pull through all the loops on your crochet hook to close up that grouping, this petal. Great. Then we're going to chain 4 loosely. Watch the tension. Find the next chain 2 space and make a treble crochet 4 tog. 1, 2, 3, one more, 4. Once you have 4, yarn over, pull through all the loops on your hook. Great, and chain 4. That is going to be your repeat for round 3. To end round 3, after making that last petal, chain 4 and slip stitch into the very top of the first petal, and this will wrap up, close our round. Great. Grab your scissors, cut a long enough tail for you to weave in your ends. We are done with color B, or color 2, and we are ready to tie off that color. Yarn over, pull that through the loop on your hook. Let's check out what we're looking at so far. Already it's super cute. Love this little flower. Let's grab color C. For us, it's going to be this forest green color. To attach this new color to the project, we're going to slip stitch into any chain 4 space. It really doesn't matter. All right, I picked this one. Tail, get out of the way. Move, tail. Slip stitch. We're going to start round 4 by chaining 3. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet stitch. Next, we're going to make a double crochet 4 tog. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have 4 of those double crochet starters, we're going to go ahead and yarn over and pull through all the loops on our crochet hook. Then we're going to chain 1. In the next chain 4 space, we're going to treble crochet. Then chain 1, make another treble crochet. So we'd say this is treble crochet number 2. Then chain 1, make treble crochet number 3. And once you have 3 treble crochets, then chain 2. Treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet. We're going to say this is number 2 on this other side. Chain 1 and treble crochet number 3. Oop, I got this. Great. Oh, come on, finish that treble crochet. There we go. Now let's look at this corner, shall we? To make sure that we are working every corner correctly without having to keep looking at the pattern so much, just know that after this grouping, this double crochet tog, we are going to chain 1, then treble 1, chain 2, treble 2, chain 3, treble 3. That's for this side, then a chain 2 to move on to the next side. That chain 2 is really the point of the corner. And then treble crochet 1, chain 1, treble crochet 2, chain 1, treble crochet 3, and then after the third treble crochet we're going to chain 1 more time before moving on to the next thing we're going to make, which is going to be a double crochet 5 tog. Double crochet 2, and I'm only keeping a partial double crochet for the tog because it is a tog. We're going to close it in at the top. So yarn over, pull through only 2 loops. When you have a total of 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, then chain 1 and move on to our next corner. Awesome. So treble crochet 1, chain 1, treble crochet 2. Ooh, got this. There we go. Chain 1, treble crochet 3. After you have 3, then we can do the point of our corner by chaining 2. 1, 2. Turning our work, treble crochet 1, chain 1, treble crochet 2, chain 1, treble crochet 3, chain 1, and then here, let's go ahead and look at how a whole side, we finished a whole side. This is what we'll be looking at and what we will be repeating for the next 2 sides to close up this whole project. So next thing we're going to do is a double crochet 5 tog. Chain 1 and then next corner. All right, I think you got this. Continue on and I will meet you at the end of round 4 to show you how we will close the round. To end round 4, we're going to chain 1, don't forget the chain 1, and then slip stitch into the top of the very first 4 double crochet tog grouping that we made. Great. This is what we're going to be looking at after round 4. It looks so pretty already. I'm very excited. I hope you are too. Let's go ahead and take our scissors, cut the yarn, tie off our work, and get ready to dive into round 5. For round 5, we're going to switch to color D. For me, that is the blue moon color. And you want to join this new color to any chain 2 corner space. Doesn't matter which one. Just slip stitch into the chain 2 corner. Then you're going to make 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets, all in this corner chain 2 space. That is how we are establishing a corner. See, we got this nice little point. It's very clean, a great corner. For this pattern, along each side, we're going to make 2 single crochet stitches around every chain 1 space. Do not place any stitches on top of stitches. Look for those chain 1s, and you're going to make 2 single crochets around each chain 1. Go ahead and work across this side, and I'll meet you in the next corner just to make sure you got the corners. All right, we've reached the next chain 2. In this chain 2, we're going to make 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. Awesome. Okay, I think you got it. Go ahead and continue working round 5, and I'll meet you at the end of round 5 to show you how we are going to close the round and how the next round is going to be worked differently. Awesome. At the end of round 5, we're going to slip stitch into the top of the very first single crochet stitch that we made right here. Boom. That closes round 5. Gonna tuck these tails underneath so you can get a better idea of what this is gonna look like. So pretty, so pretty. Go ahead and grab your scissors, cut your yarn, leaving a long enough tail for you to weave in your ends, tie off your work, and then go ahead and grab our last color, color E. For round 6, our very last round with color E, we're going to join this new color to any chain 2 corner. Okay, so looking for any of the corners, slip stitch into a corner just to attach the yarn to the project. Slip stitch. Awesome. Then chain 3, and this counts as our first double crochet stitch. You're going to make 3 more double crochet stitches into this corner. There's 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. All right, so next thing we're going to do is going to be a little different. We're going to make a back post double crochet stitch around each stitch. How you're going to do that is you're going to insert your crochet hook on the side of the stitch, push the stitch behind us, grab the yarn, pull the yarn all the way through so it is kind of gliding in front of the stitch. And then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to complete that double crochet. I'm going to go real slow here, trying the best I can to show you how to work a back post double crochet stitch around every stitch of that center section. Watch your tension. Try to keep everything loose. Go ahead and work across this side, and I'll meet you at the next corner to show you again how to do the corner, and then hopefully at this point you're good to go to complete round 6. In the next corner, we're going to make 4 double crochet stitches, regular double crochet stitches around the chain 2 of the corner. There's 2, 3, 4, and then hop right back into the back post double crochet stitches around every stitch along the next side. This is what we're doing for the entire round of round 6. I think you understand, you got an idea of what the pattern is going to look like, what is expected of you to do for round 6. Go ahead and continue on, and I will meet you at the end of round 6 to show you how to close the round. To close round 6, all we're going to do is slip stitch into the chain of the beginning chain that we made to start the round. And this is what we're looking at. Congratulations, you have just finished the square. The only thing you have left to do is tie off this last round, round 6, weave in all of your ends, and the project is complete. Okay, before we wrap up, I'd love to know, how would you use this granny square? Would you turn it into a throw pillow, a tote bag, maybe a big beautiful blanket, which honestly that would be stunning, so pretty. Drop your ideas in the comment section below. I love hearing what you think of. It's so inspiring. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have the best day. Bye guys.